everyone. I'm Cassandra Walker with STL TV. Welcome to our series, Educating Through a Pandemic, where we're discussing with school officials, students, and teachers the effect that COVID-19 is having on educating our students. Joining us today is Dr. Art McCoy. He is the superintendent of the Jennings School District, and he's here to tell us some systems that they have in place. Dr. McCoy, welcome.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be with you always, Ms. Walker.
Thank you. You know, Dr. McCoy, I want to start out right away because I know that you always are on your feet. Nothing catches you really off guard. But what was your first reaction? What did you jump to first when you found out schools were going to be closed?
Well, so first I have to admit, I had a little bit of a heads up because I was supposed to be at Stanford University, and in the end of February, we got notice that they were canceling all speakers and visits from outside people in February, at the last week of February. And that let me know something serious is going on. It made me look into it a little bit more. So I had a little jump start just because of that reason. But so it allowed me on like March the 16th and even beforehand with my staff on March the 13th to say, we're going to be closing school and it may be for the remainder of the school year. So staff, prepare to take all of your items as if you won't return for the rest of the school year. My staff were notified about that on the Friday of like March the 13th or 14th. And then, of course, our students were notified that following Monday, which was March the 16th, and then they left as of March the 17th for the remainder of what was the school year. They took everything they needed, and then I told them this will be officially coming out much later as things progress. But again, it was kind of a heads up once Stanford closed all campuses through April the 15th, as early as March the 4th, but I had got about a 2-week notice in advance in February. And so really everything turned quickly to shifting and preparing ourselves to learn from a distance.
Yeah, you know what? That's what I was going to ask you next. So now that you know, you're kind of ahead of a lot of districts, actually, because a lot of districts still have to get the kids back in there to get things out. So you've
That's
already
true.
cleared out. So now in your mind, what's the next thing that you have to make sure is in place for your students?
That's a great question. So, you know, as an educator, we learn about something called Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and that is food, shelter, safety. Those are the first essentials, and then you get to connection, relationship, and love. And so we immediately, first, we were fortunate to already be a one-to-one school district, and that's hard for urban school or suburban school, any school to be one-to-one on computers to students. And then we had laptops for every third grader through 10th grader already. So essentially, we immediately prepared to give preschoolers through second graders laptops. And then we received donations from Airman and Worldwide Technology and MasterCard to give our seniors laptops that they can have as a gift. And so that was the immediate operation, to distribute laptops for distance learning and then to distribute food. So we, as you know, we have 2 grocery store food hubs in Jennings where we provide groceries to families. So we provide 40 to 60,000 pounds of groceries every week to families in need of food. And that's in addition to our 3,000 to 5,000 breakfasts and lunches that we've been providing on a weekly basis since this occurred. So we basically communicated to all parents that on every Monday and Wednesdays we will be giving meals, and then on Fridays we will be giving groceries to families and Chromebooks, and that got us started.
Received, Dr. McCoy, because that is tremendous. That's going over and beyond the regular lunches every day.
Yes, yeah, the community has just embraced it with love. They have been so just excited to receive what we have to give them, but so appreciative because we've even been doing some direct home visits to give food to homes and to give cleaning supplies and items to homes with our social workers. They've been phenomenal. Our police officers and school resource officers, they've been phenomenal. They've been making home calls. And so the families have been overjoyed. Now, our teachers were really amazing because they immediately embraced the Jennings School District Virtual Academy, which we had already started last school year for a select group, but now we expanded it to every kid. So it kind of gave us a running start, having started that last year based off of the new legislation that we knew was coming to force schools to have online options. We did a Jennings Virtual Academy in light of that. Now we rolled it out for preschool through 12th grade, and the parents were just really happy, thrilled, and excited. Our counselors are life coaches now, so they're counseling parents through how to homeschool, how to teach from home. And then they're also counseling students on how to transition to the next phase in life, our seniors to college, or students who want to go to work, but in this environment, it may not be safe or may not be as many options. We have a lot of life counselors and a lot of teachers who are just really holding students' hands, calling them directly on phones and using Google Hangouts and Google Meetings to do so.
It sounds like you haven't missed a beat, really. You know, a lot of districts are still trying to catch up, but it sounds to me that you'd already had the infrastructure in place, and then you were just able to see how well it really works. So
Yes.
in saying that, what has this pandemic allowed you to do more of?
Definitely. So let me first say, I really am tempted to share my screen because I feel so privileged as a superintendent to work in a district that's agile, flexible, and was able to really turn the district in a week's time. I literally have a bird's eye view of every classroom. I literally see every classroom I have a Google Classroom myself that's called the Superintendent's Hub, and I have every teacher in that hub. I'm able to click on that classroom and see every student who's logged in. I get an email for every assignment, every comment that a student makes or a teacher makes. I literally am Big Brother for all intents and purposes, but it's as if I'm doing a classroom observation. Every second, I get to see all these emails, all these interactions, and I get to post things myself. Scholarship information, census information, saying it's important to make sure that you count because you do count. And so let's make sure that the nation knows you count. So make sure you complete the census forms. All of that is seamless. And I literally have over 300 classrooms on my Google Classroom platform, about 100 classrooms on my Schoology platform, and in about 100 on my E2020 platform. And so this is the first time in my career of over 2 decades that I've literally been able to have every classroom at a click of a finger and literally see a kid. Every kid has a district email account. So if they didn't have their own personal account, they have a district account, which they knew how to use beforehand, which has a secured number and link to it to literally see them and chat with them at any time. And so it's really allowed me to connect with every student in a way that's intimate, personal, life coach style, and with every staff member. We have 87% of our students logged in using this that we've been able to count and capture. The other 13% are being contacted by phone call and communicated with by phone with our staff. So it literally has allowed us to pilot new technologies, try things that people would have been afraid to try before, because now it's out of just a situation that demands it. It allows us to literally be cutting edge with the future of education. But on the other side, I have to admit, if you look at your last 20 people who've called you on your cell phone, it tells you your circle of influence. It tells you who matters most to you. And I challenge all your viewers to do so, because I was really frustrated and / disappointed by my list of 20 people on my cell phone, because usually I'm out reaching the people, touching the people, loving the people, hugging the people, being with the people. But the last 20 people on my phone were a combination of 3 things: immediate family and people of power, and then calls from people who don't know me. And that I was missing the heart of who I normally see. And that's why this technology piece is so huge and so important, to be able to use this platform in a way, or even do a Facebook Live and have whoever logs in to say hello and to ask any question and do so. We've done a lot of that. We've done yoga, meditation. I've led some, my HR has led some, how to work in stressful situations. It's been really a great experience to heal and go through a situation together.
And Dr. McCoy, I wish we had 30 minutes to just talk, because you have put so many things in place, but not just for me to hear, but for people to be able to say, hey, I want to try that. How about doing that with my child at home or in our district?
That's
But
right.
we don't have that much time. But I tell you, you have filled us with so much information. We're so proud of you. Thank you for all that you're doing for ourselves. You have a national influence. We do know that. So for those of you who need to know more about Dr. McCoy, you can tune in to check into their Jennings website. But we're going to have to go for right now. But thank you for tuning in. Please make sure you continue to check out our series. We look forward to seeing you next time. And make sure you follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube page as well. Thank you. Until next time, I'm Cassandra Walker with STL TV.